Have you ever thought of someone and, just moments later, they texted you? It feels like magic. But what if it's something deeper? Everything you believe about separation is an illusion. Modern science is now catching up to what mystics have whispered for centuries. We are all profoundly connected, not just emotionally, but energetically on a quantum level. Picture this: two particles, once linked, continue to mirror each other's states instantly, even when separated by thousands of miles. It's called quantum entanglement, and it defies logic as we know it. Just like your heartbeat syncing with a loved one's during deep connection, or the subtle way your mood shifts in a crowded room, this entanglement echoes through your daily life. Studies from MIT and CERN reveal that space and time can no longer fully explain our reality. So what? If your thoughts, your beliefs, even your subconscious patterns are constantly shaping your world. Stay with me, because this is where it all begins. What if I told you that the space between you and someone you love doesn't really exist the way you think it does? That distance, as we know it, might just be a story our senses tell us, a beautifully convincing illusion. This isn't poetry, it's quantum physics. In the strange and wondrous world of subatomic particles, there is something called quantum entanglement phenomenon. Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance. Two particles become linked, and no matter how far apart they drift across a room, a city, even opposite sides of the galaxy, they remain mysteriously, instantly connected. Change the state of one, and the other responds in perfect synchrony. No wires, no signals, just entanglement. It's as if the universe itself whispers, we were never truly separate. Think about it. Have you ever woken up feeling someone close to you was hurting, only to find out later they were? Or sensed a loved one thinking about you, then your phone lights up with their name? These aren't just coincidences. They may be subtle echoes of this deeper, quantum connection. Research from the University of Geneva showed that entangled photons responded to each other over 18 kilometers apart instantly, faster than the speed of light. Even the European Space Agency is testing quantum communication with satellites over 1,000 kilometers apart. The laws we once thought were unbreakable, space, time, cause and effect, are now bending at the edges. And if that's true for particles, what about us? After all, our bodies are made of atoms. Our thoughts are fields of electric charge. Our emotions ripple through biochemical pathways. What if the same principle applies to relationships, memories, or even manifestations? What if your desires, when deeply felt and vibrationally clear, don't have to travel to reach their destination because there is no distance in the quantum field? Everything you believe about separation is an illusion. The walls we build between people, between mind and body, between science and spirit, they're dissolving. Modern physics is finally catching up to what indigenous wisdom and ancient mystics have always known. We are strands in the same cosmic web, interwoven, interacting, entangled. And the most beautiful part? This isn't just theory. It's practical. It's emotional. It's alive in your everyday life. When you forgive someone and feel peace, so do they. When you radiate gratitude, your environment subtly shifts. You're not just reacting to reality, you're helping create it. So, if particles can be entangled beyond space and time, what else is possible for your healing, your relationships, your purpose? Can you feel the truth of that in your body, in your chest, in your breath? Stay with me, because in the next section, we'll explore something even more personal: the electromagnetic field of your own heart. What scientists at the HeartMath Institute have discovered will change the way you see your emotions, your coherence, and your ability to influence the world around you. But first, what do you think about all this? Have you ever felt a quantum connection with someone? Let me know in the comments. Before we dive deeper, if this resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It's a small action, but it helps us reach more people who are also seeking meaning, healing, and vibrational alignment just like you. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt tension, even though no one said a word, as if the air itself was heavy? That isn't just intuition or imagination, it's energy. Specifically, it may be the electromagnetic field of the human heart. Yes, your heart isn't just a pump, it's a powerful transmitter. In fact, according to the HeartMath Institute, The heart generates an electromagnetic field that is about 60 times stronger electrically and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain's. That field radiates several feet beyond your body, and it carries your emotional state like ripples on a pond. When you feel joy, gratitude, love, your heart enters a state of coherence. That's not just a poetic word, it's measurable. Heart math researchers found that coherent heart rhythms align with healthier brain function, improved immune response, and even more harmonious interactions with others. You're literally broadcasting peace. But the opposite is also true when you're anxious, angry, or afraid. That disharmony creates turbulence not just inside your body, but in the energetic space around you. Others can feel it. You've felt it too. Imagine your emotions as musical notes. Your heart is the instrument, and the field it creates is the song. You don't need to speak a word. People can feel your song. And in a world constantly pushing us toward mental noise and emotional disconnection, tuning into the heart brings us back to truth, to presence, to power. Studies conducted in Boulder Creek, California, where heart math is based, have shown that groups practicing heart coherence together can influence not just individual well-being, but even measurable shifts in the surrounding environment. That means your healing doesn't stop at you. It echoes outward. It changes rooms. It changes lives. So, what kind of field are you generating today? What emotions are you transmitting consciously or not? You are not just reacting to the world, you are informing it. And it gets even deeper. In the next section, we'll explore how your consciousness interacts with the universe itself, how your focus, intention, and vibrational frequency are shaping what shows up in your life. But before we go there, what do you think about the heart's energy field? Ever experienced it firsthand? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever wondered, where do your thoughts go after you think them? Do they just dissolve into nothing? Or do they ripple outward, like sound waves in an unseen ocean? Modern science, ancient wisdom, and quantum theory are beginning to converge on a remarkable truth. Your consciousness isn't confined to your skull, it interacts with the very fabric of the universe. Your thoughts are not just inner dialogue, they are frequencies, vibrational pulses of energy. Every thought you think, especially when charged with strong emotions, out a kind of signal. And that signal doesn't just sit in your aura or vanish into silence. It begins to interact with other energy fields, with other people, and yes, with the quantum field itself. Think of it like tuning a radio. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned, clear, coherent, elevated, you tune into higher frequencies. And when they're chaotic, fearful, or resentful, you attract static, confusion, or even conflict. Ever notice how one person's optimism can lift an entire room? Or how one anxious presence can make everything feel heavy? That's not just psychology. That's vibrational influence in action. According to research at Princeton's Peer Lab, Princeton Engineering Anomalies Research, focused human intention has been shown to influence random number generators machines that should, by all logic, remain untouched by consciousness. Yet time and again, intention bends the data. What else might intention be shaping? Your consciousness is like a painter's brush, delicate, powerful, creative, and the universe? It's not a blank void. It's a dynamic, responsive canvas. Your focus becomes your frequency becomes your signal, and your signal becomes your reality. This isn't wishful thinking. It's physics meeting presence. It's heart meeting mind. And it explains why aligned thoughts, especially those grounded in love, clarity, and coherency, can transform relationships, health, and even opportunity. You're not just surviving in this universe. You're in dialogue with it, constantly. So pause for a moment. What kind of signal are you broadcasting today? Are you reacting or co-creating? Let me know in the comments, have you ever experienced a moment where your intentions seem to shape the outcome? And stay with me, because in the next part, we'll explore perhaps the most mysterious and powerful transmitter of all, your subconscious mind, the silent broadcaster, shaping 95% of your reality. What it's sending out, even when you're not aware of it, might surprise you. What if I told you that the life you're living right now isn't being shaped by your conscious thoughts, but by a silent script running in the background? Like music playing through noise-canceling headphones, you can't always hear it clearly, but it influences everything from what you attract to what you believe you deserve. This is the power of the subconscious mind, the invisible broadcaster that governs up to 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. According to Dr. Bruce Lipton, renowned cellular biologist and author of The Biology of Belief, the subconscious is like a tape recorder, and the most intense period of recording happens from birth to age 7, when our brains are predominantly in theta brainwave states, the same state we enter in deep hypnosis. At that stage, we absorb everything without filters, without questioning. The way your parents talked about money, the love you received or didn't, the emotions allowed or punished, all became coded as truth in your subconscious system. These early imprints become vibrational frequencies that run your adult life. They become your internal radio station, always broadcasting. Even when you think you're choosing with awareness, it's often the subconscious that's voting first. Let's try something. Fill in the blank. Money is, or I always attract. What was the first thing that came to mind? That answer may reveal your core subconscious programming. And if it sounded like, money is hard to get, I always attract disappointment, love means sacrifice, or I'm not worthy of success, you're not alone. These are common belief loops encoded early, but they now act like energetic magnets, not because you're broken, but because your subconscious is just doing what it was taught over and over again. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Science backs this up. Studies in neuroscience, particularly from UCLA and Stanford, show that the subconscious stores millions of bits of sensory and emotional data guiding everything from muscle tension to decision-making. It's why you can flinch at a tone of voice, repeat patterns in relationships, or sabotage your dreams without understanding why. Your subconscious doesn't speak English. It speaks in feeling, repetition, imagery, and identity. That's why simply thinking positively often doesn't work. Because if the subconscious is still broadcasting an old program, the signal remains scrambled. But what if you could tune it, shift the frequency? What if you could stop living from the fear of a 7-year-old and start manifesting from the wisdom of your higher self? You can. And in the next part, we'll explore exactly how to do theta, to reprogram your subconscious and realign your frequency with the life you actually desire. But before we move on, what beliefs do you think are quietly shaping your life right now? Let me know in the comments. You might be surprised what comes up. Have you ever tried to change your life only to feel like something deep inside kept pulling you back, like swimming upstream? No matter how hard you try, that resistance isn't laziness or failure. It's your subconscious programming holding onto an old frequency. But here's the truth. Just as your subconscious was once programmed, it can be reprogrammed. And that's where true transformation begins, not at the surface, but at the source. Reprogramming your subconscious is like tuning a radio. You don't force the music, you align the signal. And to shift your signal, you need to speak the language your subconscious understands. Emotion, repetition, and embodied experience. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about creating a new vibrational blueprint from the inside out. One of the most powerful tools? Visualization. When you close your eyes and vividly imagine a desired reality not as a distant wish, but as if it's already happening, you begin to fire and wire new neural pathways. Studies from Harvard have shown that the brain activates the same regions during visualization as it does during real action. That means your subconscious can't always tell the difference between memory, imagination, or present experience. What matters is the emotion you attach to it. So here's a simple, yet powerful daily practice. 10 minutes of breathing meditation. Slow down. Feel your body. Create stillness. This helps shift your brain into alpha or theta, states perfect for subconscious access. 5 minutes of visualization. Picture your desired life in vivid detail. See it, feel it, become it. What does your morning look like in that life? How does your body feel? Who surrounds you? Say 3 empowering affirmations aloud. Make them short, present tense, and emotionally charged. For example, I am worthy of love. Abundance flows to me easily. I trust life and my path. Repeat this consistently, not just with words, but with feeling, because it's not repetition alone that programs the subconscious, it's emotional repetition. When a thought is paired with elevated emotion, your body begins to produce new biochemical responses: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, which then rewire your nervous system. Emotion becomes chemistry. Chemistry becomes behavior. Behavior becomes reality. Dr. Joe Dispenza's work has shown that people who practiced elevated emotion and visualization daily saw changes not only in mood, but in physical health, finances, and relationships. Why? Because they shifted their inner broadcast and the outer world responded. But remember, this is a journey. Your subconscious isn't trying to sabotage you, it's trying to keep you safe based on old maps. Now, you're drawing a new one. So tell me in the comments, what new signal are you ready to send out? And keep watching, because in the next part, we'll talk about a phase few people expect but almost everyone encounters. When your frequency starts to shift, the universe often sends tests. Little challenges to see if the new signal is stable. How you respond in those moments determines whether the timeline collapses or crystallizes. Stay with me. This is where it gets real. You've done the work. You've meditated, visualized, repeated your affirmations with feeling. You begin to feel different, lighter, more aligned, more hopeful. And then, something unexpected happens. A setback, a conflict, a rejection, and you start to wonder, am I doing something wrong? Why is this happening now, just as I'm beginning to change? But here's the truth, most people aren't told. When your frequency starts to shift, your old reality often pushes back, not to punish you, but to test the stability of your new vibration. Just like a seedling must break through soil resistance to reach the sun, your transformation is often accompanied by pressure. This isn't failure, it's a frequency test. The universe, or the quantum field, is like a mirror. It reflects not just what you want, but who you are being consistently. So when you begin to broadcast a new signal, I am worthy, I trust life, abundance is my nature, everything that contradicts that signal may rise to the surface, not to stop you, but to ask, are you sure? Are you really aligned with this new version of you? Think of it like tuning an instrument. The moment you strike a new note, any dissonance in the system becomes more obvious, not to discourage you, but to help you fine-tune. So, how do you move through these tests with grace? Here are 3 powerful ways to pass them. Observe your emotions, don't react. Pause, breathe. When a challenge arises, notice what it triggers, but don't let it drag you back into old patterns. Simply becoming the witness shifts your frequency from survival to awareness. Return to your practice. Go back to your breath, your visualizations, your affirmations. Meditation realigns your internal signal faster than anything. It reminds your body, your brain, and your field of who you truly are. Take one aligned action. Don't just feel the new frequency, act from it. If your new signal is abundance, give generously. If your new signal is self-worth, say no where you used to say yes. Small actions, rooted in the new vibration, send a clear message to the field. This is who I am now. Remember, these tests are not punishment, they are proof that your reality is beginning to shift. They are invitations to embody, not just imagine, the version of yourself you're becoming. So, what's been showing up for you lately? Have you noticed patterns resurfacing just when you start to feel better? Let me know in the comments. Your story may help someone else feel less alone in theirs. And stay with me, because in the next section, we'll explore something most powerful of all, the moment when you let go of control and step into vibrational certainty. When doubt dissolves and trust becomes your true magnetic force, this is where quantum magic happens. What if the final key to manifestation isn't doing more but trusting deeper? Imagine planting a seed, then digging it up every hour to check if it's growing. That's what worry does. That's what doubt does. And vibrationally, it's the signal of lack of, it's not here yet, and I'm not sure it ever will be. But when you release that doubt, when you lean into the invisible with unwavering trust, you enter the state of vibrational certainty, and that changes everything. Here's the truth. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you're being. And when you're being someone who knows it's already done, even when the evidence hasn't appeared yet, you align with the timeline where it's already true. This isn't blind faith. It's coherence between your desire and your vibration. Studies from HeartMath Institute show that when heart and brain rhythms are in sync, especially during moments of gratitude and trust, the body enters a state of peak performance. Your electromagnetic field expands. Your body heals. Your nervous system calms. This is not passive hoping. This is powerful resonance. But let's be clear, letting go is not giving up. It's not saying, I don't care. It's saying, I no longer need to control how and when this arrives, because I know it's already in motion. Think about someone who knows they're going to succeed. You can feel it in their posture, their presence. They don't rush. They don't beg. They move with calm precision because they're not trying to prove anything. They've already become the version of themselves who has it. That's what vibrational certainty feels like. And yes, your mind will try to protect you. What if it doesn't work? What if I'm wrong? But those are just echoes of an old frequency. You're allowed to feel them. Just don't live from them. So how do you step into this certainty? Anchor into your body. Breathe. Feel the version of you who already has what you desire. Shift from asking to thanking. Gratitude tells the universe, it's already here. Act with quiet confidence, not to chase the outcome, but to live the vibration. This is the moment where quantum alignment stabilizes, where the test becomes testimony, and where your energy becomes undeniably magnetic. What's one thing you've been holding too tightly? What would happen if you let go to abandon it, but to trust it more fully? Let me know in the comments. Your courage might inspire someone else. And stay close, because in the next chapter, we'll witness what happens when this trust reaches its peak, when synchronicities start unfolding, and your outer world begins to rearrange in harmony with your inner truth. This is where awakening becomes real. Have you ever had a moment where everything just clicked? You met the right person at the perfect time. You stumbled upon a book that answered a question you hadn't even spoken aloud. Or an idea arrived suddenly, effortlessly, just when you needed it most. These aren't coincidences. They're synchronicities. And when they start happening more often, it's a clear sign. Your vibration is aligning, and awakening is unfolding. As your internal frequency stabilizes in trust, coherence, and clarity, the external world begins to reflect that shift. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. Not by force, but by frequency. This is the moment when the invisible becomes visible. Your intuition sharpens, inspiration flows. You begin to feel gently guided, as if something greater is now walking with you, step by step. Psychologists like Carl Jung describe synchronicity as meaningful coincidence with no causal connection. But today, quantum physicists suggest our thoughts, emotions, and vibrations might actually interact with the quantum field in nonlinear ways, subtly bending probability in our favor when coherence is present. You may notice it first in small things. A song that plays just when you were thinking of someone. A message that arrives right after you shift your mindset. A new opportunity that matches the vision you've been holding. These aren't random, they're responses. Your reality is mirroring your alignment. Want to strengthen this connection even more? Try keeping a synchronicity journal. Each night, write down moments that felt aligned, no matter how small. Over time, you'll train your subconscious to expect alignment, reinforcing the new vibration. What you focus on expands. And here's the most beautiful part. This stage often feels natural. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, like a breeze guiding a sail, a gentle unfolding of a life that finally feels like yours. So have you experienced synchronicity recently? A chance encounter, a sign, a moment of divine timing? Share it in the comments. Your story may help someone recognize their own. And don't go anywhere, because in the next part, we'll explore how vibration becomes action, how you can anchor your new frequency through conscious choices, behaviors, and rituals. This is where alignment becomes embodied. This is where your higher self begins to lead. Stay with me. It only gets deeper from here. Have you ever had a moment where everything just clicked? You met the right person at the perfect time. You stumbled upon a book that answered a question you hadn't even spoken aloud. Or an idea arrived suddenly, effortlessly, just when you needed it most. These aren't coincidences, they're synchronicities. And when they start happening more often, it's a clear sign. Your vibration is aligning, and awakening is unfolding. As your internal frequency stabilizes in trust, coherence, and clarity, the external world begins to reflect that shift. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. Not by force, but by frequency. This is the moment when the invisible becomes visible. Your intuition sharpens, inspiration flows. You begin to feel gently guided as if something greater is now walking with you, step by step. Psychologists like Carl Jung describe synchronicity as meaningful coincidence with no causal connection. But today, quantum physicists suggest our thoughts, emotions, and vibrations might actually interact with the quantum field in non-linear ways, subtly bending probability in our favor when coherence is present. You may notice it first in small things, a song that plays just when you were thinking of someone, a message that arrives right after you shift your mindset, a new opportunity that matches the vision you've been holding. These aren't random, they're responses. Your reality is mirroring your alignment. Want to strengthen this connection even more? Try keeping a synchronicity journal. Each night, write down moments that felt aligned, no matter how small. Over time, you'll train your subconscious to expect alignment, reinforcing the new vibration. What you focus on expands. And here's the most beautiful part. This stage often feels natural. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, like a breeze guiding a sail, a gentle unfolding of a life that finally feels like yours. So have you experienced synchronicity recently? A chance encounter? A sign? A moment of divine timing? Share it in the comments. Your story may help someone recognize their own. And don't go anywhere, because in the next part, we'll explore how vibration becomes action, how you can anchor your new frequency through conscious choices, behaviors, and rituals. This is where alignment becomes embodied. This is where your higher self begins to lead. Stay with me. It only gets deeper from here. What if everything you see, every tree, every face, every momentous, just a reflection of something deeper, more infinite, more interconnected than you ever imagined? What if this world isn't made of separate parts, but of patterns repeating across space and time, a living, breathing hologram? This isn't just poetic musing, it's grounded in quantum theory. Physicist David Bohm, a pioneer in the field, proposed that the universe is not a collection of isolated things, but a holographic energy field where every piece contains the whole, like a drop of water that holds the blueprint of the ocean. In Bohm's words, what we see as separate is actually enfolded into a deeper order of wholeness. And this isn't new wisdom, it's ancient truth remembered. In Eastern traditions, they called it prana, chi, or akashathe, invisible energy that moves through all things. The Vedic sages, Taoist masters, and mystics across time knew, you are not in the universe. You are the universe expressing itself through human form. Modern neuroscience is beginning to catch up. In deep states of meditation where brainwaves slow into theta and delta, people report a feeling of oneness, not metaphorically, but experientially. The boundary between self and cosmos fades, time becomes irrelevant, and something vast, intelligent, and loving reveals itself. Even Erwin Schrödinger, one of the fathers of quantum mechanics, wrote, "Mind and world are one. Consciousness is not separate from reality. It is part of the code that writes it." You may have felt this in fleeting moments, watching a sunset, holding someone's hand, or sitting in deep silence when suddenly everything makes sense without needing words. That's quantum coherence. That's holographic resonance. You're not connecting with the universe. You're remembering that you are it. Want to deepen that awareness? Try this. Each morning, take 5 minutes to sit in stillness. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Imagine every cell in your body glowing, connected to the stars, the soil, the breath of all beings. Feel your heart as the center of a vast, intelligent field. No effort, just presence. Let it wash over you. This is what many call the whole within the part. So what do you think? Have you ever experienced this kind of unity in meditation, nature, or silence? Let me know in the comments. And don't go anywhere, because in the final part of this journey, I'll invite you into a 21-day vibrational practice that brings all of this together: science, spirit, embodiment, and alignment. This isn't just information, it's transformation. Let's anchor it together. What if just 21 days could shift the way you think, feel, and create your reality? What if a few focused minutes each day could begin rewriting the deepest frequencies of your subconscious, aligning you with synchronicity, clarity, and flow? That's the power behind the Quantum Thinking Challenge, a 21-day vibrational practice designed to help you live the science, not just understand it. Each day, you'll be guided through simple yet powerful practices: breathwork to calm the nervous system, visualizations to rewire thought patterns, and affirmations to upgrade your inner frequency. You'll learn how to move from mental noise to inner knowing, from fear to resonance, from effort to alignment. And the results? They're real. One participant reported attracting a new job opportunity within 10 days. I didn't chase it. It felt like it found me. Another shared how she began to feel peace for the first time in years, saying, "I'm no longer waiting for something outside me to feel whole." This isn't about control, it's about coherence. So are you ready to become the signal that calls in the reality you've always sensed was possible? Let me know in the comments. What would you love to shift in the next 21 days? Income? Relationships? Peace? Let's begin together. And stay with me, because in the final part, we'll anchor everything with one powerful reminder: new frequency, new reality. Don't miss it. This is where it all comes full circle. What if the future you're chasing is already waiting inside you, coded into your frequency, ready to unfold the moment you align with it? Because here's the truth: the universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you are. Your vibration is your signature, your signal, your silent creator. And when that signal changes, your reality must shift to match it. You've now seen how quantum science meets ancient wisdom. From David Bohm's holographic model of the universe to the electromagnetic field of the heart, to the subconscious mind shaping 95% of your life, everything is energy, and you are the broadcaster. You've felt the resonance of trust, the power of letting go, the beauty of synchronicity, and the awakening that comes when you stop trying to force outcomes and start becoming the energy of what you desire. Your body is the antenna, your thoughts are the tuning dial, your emotions are the amplifier. So what would happen if, starting today, you fully embodied the version of yourself who already lives that life you imagine? The one who walks with certainty, radiates peace, attracts aligned opportunities, and moves not from fear but from coherence? Let this be your invitation. If this video spoke to something in you, like it, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss what's next. And in the comments, declare it now: I'm ready to awaken my true power. Because this is more than a video, it's a call to remember that you are not separate from the universe. You are the universe focused into form. So what will you create from here? What new frequency are you choosing today? You're not just manifesting a new life, you're becoming a new vibration. And with that comes a new reality.